The Secretariat are watching. Пусть они гордятся вами.
The word hate is a very strong word, and I agree that people these days use certain words to their extremes just to describe something that is minuscule or unimportant to today's or anyone else's daily lives. But we don't live in a world that is black and white. It's always been gray to some extent, and some people don't really realize that. Keep that in mind for this video, and depending how you look at it, this might be a rant actually. So when I say that I really hate Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, it's not an expression, I really mean it. I hate this game with absolute passion, to the last atom in my body. Even hearing or reading the name of this game creates absolute anger in me, and I can't even describe in any words possible. But like I said, it's not always black and white. Now you might be asking, why? Is it because it's a really bad game? I mean, it is. It's one of the biggest piece of shits I ever played in my life, but not for the reasons you're probably thinking. Before I explain why I hate this game with passion, let me add some context. Black Ops Cold War had a lot of development problems. Originally that year it was supposed to be Sledgehammer's game, but there were a lot of internal creative differences between them and Raven Studios, as they both been working on Black Ops Cold War single player, and it was clear that the game would not be ready to be released for 2020 deadline. Activision stepped in and all the work that was done was given to Treyarch Studios to finish it. This news became public a couple of months before Modern Warfare was showcased to the public, so that means Treyarch had to scramble something together in less than a year. That's quite a challenge, regardless what kind of budget they might have. And we know how that usually turns out when you have barely a year to make a AAA title. And that's ignoring the fact that Activision is one of the worst places to work with when it comes to game development. You would imagine I would be a little bit more forgiving towards this game knowing all the information. They only had a year to make this game, so why should anyone expect a good quality product, right? We should be a bit more understanding. Well, I'm sorry, but as a consumer, I should not give a flying because the publisher will still charge me $60, if not more, depending on the edition I buy. The game will still have expensive microtransactions, including the Battle Pass that is linked to free-to-play Warzone. And the previous title will be abandoned with no ceremony and pretend it never existed, while Black Ops Cold War is supposed to be our new live service game. What a joke. And that's the problem I have with modern game development in general. It doesn't really matter what internal problems you might have, the executives running this shit show are demanding the game has, meeting those AAA standards, whatever those imaginary standards are. God forbid the price of the game reflects the quality of said product. God forbid you skip a year to give more time for developers to actually finish the game without crunching their asses off. Why developers have to suffer for shit games that nobody wants in the first place? Ah yes, because money. Activision makes billions just from microtransactions, but yet they still think they deserve more? Going back on Black Ops Cold War, when it comes to understanding if I love or hate any particular game I'm playing, this is how I usually approach reviewing any game I play on my computer. There's two steps to my madness. First step is actually playing the game on its own. It doesn't really matter if the game is a sequel or a prequel, or it's based on some intellectual property that I really love or dislike. The main question for me when playing a video game is this: is it fun? Does it have the foundation to stand on its own? Be proud of what you have achieved as an interactive media? Does it have a sense of identity that is unique to that game and that game only? Is it worth the price tag that it has put on? To my surprise, it's kinda fine. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, on its own, it's an okay game. It has the foundation to be an interesting Call of Duty game, maybe even more fun, depending on the circumstances. If you never played a Call of Duty game and you never really dabbled yourself in first-person shooters, yes, I would say Black Ops Cold War is a really good game, because it does the basics right. You can customize your gun, pick different characters, there's a quite big selection of different variety of maps, it has decent progression, shooting feels basic enough to be enjoyable, and it's connected to Call of Duty Warzone, so your unlocks transfer directly into Battle Royale, which is nice. So why am I being so harsh towards this game? Am I nitpicking? Right, step 2 how I review my games, comparing the full product to other products on the market. We don't have a limited time or money. We can only spend so much time playing video games, so naturally, we have to choose what we want to play. Competition on paper encourages publishers to create better products. And when we put Black Ops Cold War against other games that are already released, does it still have a chance to be fun and good? Absolutely not. Of course, it's all subjective and people enjoy different things, but to me personally, this game is extremely unfun. No matter how much content you throw at it, if the game itself has no passion, no love, and it's nothing more than a salvage project from development teams that couldn't agree what kind of game it's supposed to be in the first place, why adding a Black Ops name on it would make any difference? It's not creative art anymore, it's just a generic product to please the shareholders.
Single player is actually good, but it's so short, it's not worth to even mentioning it.
Activision has been releasing a new Call of Duty game every year, so naturally we have a lot of games to compare with, and that's not including the competition from other publishers. Everything that Black Ops Cold War does, other games do it better. The most obvious answer is of course Modern Warfare 2019. Shooting, graphics, animations, game flow, game modes, single player, more freedom to move around the map, gunsmith, whatever you might think of, Modern Warfare 2019 probably does it better. Yes, I'm a bit biased, because Modern Warfare 2019 is the game that brought me back to Call of Duty, but there's a reason for that. Yes, I understand that a good portion of Call of Duty players disliked Modern Warfare 2019 for different reasons, and they think it did not feel like a Call of Duty game. Which is a fair argument, but it quickly falls apart when you realize that there's been a new Call of Duty game every year, basically doing the same thing with minimal changes, just with different setting, regardless if it's a World War II game or a futuristic game. When it comes to Modern Warfare 2019, Infinity Ward took the Call of Duty formula and rebuilt it to make sense to these modern times. In some areas it was a masterpiece, in some other parts it was a failure. But it did something new and it was a breath of fresh air that this franchise needed. And Call of Duty Warzone was just a cherry on top. So when people been complaining that Call of Duty franchise needs to do something new, they get something new, the same people start complaining that it's too different, and they demand Call of Duty franchise to go back to the old stagnated formula that has been in production for the last 10 years. Black Ops Cold War is a good game, if it was released 6 years ago, and that's assuming no other games in the market exist, including Warzone. Even if the game released 6 years ago, other games will still do the same things better. So what's the point of releasing this game in the first place? Well, greed of course, come on lads, it's like... we need all the money in the world. They could skip the year and still be financially good, still printing money from microtransactions and still continue riding the success of Modern Warfare 2019, till Call of Duty Vanguard is released. I don't really hate Black Ops Cold War for existing, I just hate the reasons why this game exists. It had no creative meaning, no vision, no interesting gameplay changes. Area itself might be really interesting, but it's so cartoony and stereotypical, no matter how much I try to find any positives about this game, I just cannot. Every single character that is available in Warzone right now, I can't play with them. They feel so out of place. It hurts my soul on a personal level. They're so stereotypical, I have no idea who even approved this and thought this is okay. These characters were not created because they have a purpose or story. The most obvious example would be Garcia, that literally sounds and acts like this.
Landing zone marked. Rally on that vehicle. Eyes on enemy. Tagging supplies. Field upgrade here. Someone collect that LMG. Field upgrade here. Meat cow rounds located. Sniper rifle. Go get it. Tactical grenade.
And I have no problem that it's cartoony or stereotypical, that's fine. But I just hate the fact that minimal effort was put into this product, so they can just justify the $60 price tag for this game. It has no vision, it's just random cool shit on paper put together with minimal context. And you want to tell me this game takes place in the same universe as Modern Warfare 2019 and Vanguard? Get the f*** out. No, but I really hate the fact that Black Ops Cold War is actually connected to Modern Warfare universe, but whatever, that doesn't matter. But they're all connected. Yeah. And Call of Duty Vanguard just came out, right? And they have this, they had this cinematic where a character from Vanguard, older version of him, telling Call of Duty Black Ops characters, like in the 80s, about something that happened in World War II. So from that you can carry.
That's a good story hook. That's a
yeah.
good thing.
So
I mean,
you see,
some people might not appreciate that shit. That's a good hook. You're still gonna get people hooked on story. Story means a lot to me in games. So, not necessarily all games, but you know, yeah. I mean, if there's at least a little bit of an effort to it, I appreciate it.
Yeah, what they...
I might go, it wasn't the best in the world, but whatever. But I still appreciate it.
To make things worse, the people in charge of the shit show are telling their player base to be thankful that they are working on this game. How out of touch you have to be. And I really want to defend someone or something, and I try to be positive as much as I can about Black Ops Cold War, but nothing, absolutely nothing is giving me any reason to do so.
You have the party's gratitude.
Victory! Drink it in.
Mission complete.
Call of Duty Vanguard, according to the reports, the game is extremely underperforming, to their standards at least, and Activision finally realizing that releasing a new Call of Duty game every year is not a sustainable business model anymore. And it was confirmed, not officially by Activision of course, that Call of Duty is skipping a year in 2023. Which is scheduled to be Treyarch's Call of Duty. Maybe it's another Black Ops game, who knows, but the point is that they actually finally learning their lessons. Now there's a lot of question marks because all we know the game could be delayed by 3 months and that technically means the game is released in 2024, and there's rumors of a new free-to-play Call of Duty title being released in 2023. So does it mean it's not skipping a year? It's quite confusing, honestly. But the main point is, they heard the feedback, they saw the data, and hopefully this is a wake-up call to Activision they really need it to make sure Call of Duty franchise remains to be exciting, good, entertaining, and the highest quality possible. And it's also really interesting to see how Microsoft's presence will impact this franchise in the long run. And hopefully, the days of Black Ops Cold War are finally over and we will never see that ever again, and Call of Duty franchise will continue to innovate and be the best franchise that it can be. I don't even know if I should be optimistic or questioning all of it. Time will tell. My name is Tom, aka TheLankySoldier. Stay safe everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next one.